Good evening, traders, and welcome to the PL Capital Weekly Commodity Report. I'm your host, Paul. Going to use wave analysis to look at the charts to see where price will be heading next. We're going to look at natural gas, oil, copper, gold, silver, and uranium. So let's get to the chart. Going to start with natural gas. This is the futures contract. This is now the August contract. We switched from the previous one, the July contract. And the July contract versus the August contract has a very different like wave count or pattern playing out. So on the previous one, and just like this one, the high was set on May 23rd. But on the July contract, if you remember, they had 5 waves going up, but it didn't break that May high. But on this contract, they did by 20 ticks. And if you recall, on the July contract, they missed that May high by 2 ticks. And that changes everything because I was expecting them to make a leading diagonal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I had 5 waves up, and I've been waiting for them to correct and go up one more time, and then that would be 5 waves, and that would be a perfect leading diagonal. But all of a sudden, this drop now, it's getting too strong. So now there's nothing's been invalidated, not until they break 2605. Then my idea of a diagonal would only be invalidated then. So going to take off that previous high. So if it's not going to be a diagonal, the only thing that I can see is that this is like an ABC. This is for an A wave. This is a B wave. Because this move up here really looks like 5 waves. So all in all, then, this whole thing is just A, B, and C. And then that brings into a whole lot of other patterns that could be playing out. You know, as I said last several videos, this is just a 3-wave move down. And if this is just a 3-wave move, then that opens a door that they're coming down. But boy, that is still not my base case. I mean, because then that means that this is, 1 and 2. I just can't see gas going down that low. But it opens a door now because most likely we only have 3 waves, unless they're making just a crazy 5th wave here. That was A, and this is just a really, really, really deep B wave, and then they got one more up to complete the 5th wave. So the other pattern then is this is 3 waves, A, B, C, and they're going up in a diagonal, and that's just the first wave. And then so far, you got this running flat in the middle. Let's zoom in a little. And so if this was 1, then they're going to be in the process of making 2. And I would expect them to get down into this green box, 2714, 2594. So if this drops a little bit farther, and that we're already in the target already for this running flat. So there is a possibility that, this was ABC for 1, and then this will be 2, and then they'll go back up for 3, 4, and a 5. So watching this area really close, because if it gets below, I guess they can make a really big second wave. Like this could all just be like the A wave, get a B wave, and then you get a C wave. They could definitely target that. 'Cause there'll be a lot of stop losses there. And then this will be 2, but obviously the more this drops and they get close to that 2-2 level, then things really change. Now, when I look at the spot market, this is what makes me really think that we've got only 3 waves up. I think on this chart, I was looking for the same thing, that you had this 5 wave here. And so if they gave you a nice 3-wave pullback and one more up, then you'd have your diagonal 1, 2, 2 over here, 3, 4, and then 5. But same thing on this chart. This B wave is getting just too deep. And on this chart, it's 253 is the invalidation point. But I think what this could all be was, this was, instead of 1 and 2, I think this could be A, and then this could be B. And we had a 5-wave move. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your 5 waves up for 5. So all in all, it's A, B, C. So on this chart, it looks better that you got an A, B, C. And then they're most likely going to, well, yeah, the door's still open, that because we had this 3-wave move down here. And right now, I think this is A, B, and C. So the door is open. Boy, that'd be just a historic drop to get down to. I mean, because nat gas then would be going way under 1.6 for the 3rd wave. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on this the next week or so on what is happening here. Because like when we go back to the futures, this box really needs to kind of hold for the 2nd wave. Because if this is ABC and that's 1, 2 really should be here. Like I said, they might target just underneath 2605, get some stop losses. But if we start to see it getting down into the 2.4s and 2.3s, wow, I think they might be taking this really low. So that's what I'm watching for, is this box on the futures chart. I think they got to, at a minimum, get down to 2714, and then from there, anywhere in here could be the turning point if they're going to be going up for the 3rd wave of a diagonal. So let's see. Keeps changing here. This is gas. They definitely do not make it easy to follow the charts here. All right, let's move on to oil. Oil, to me, looks like we've got 5 waves up. I'm going to go down to a 2-hour. We've got our 5-wave move up to here. And then it looks to me like all of this is, they're making a triangle. Because I had 5 waves up to there, and then they made this little correction, and then went up, and a little correction, and then still one more. So I think it's just 3, and then 3 waves there, and then 3 waves there, and then this 1, 2, 3 waves up to there. And now, so far, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think this was a leading diagonal, corrected up, and now it's coming down nicely because I need 3 waves for this E wave. So that's what I'm looking for. It's just getting really choppy and really sideways, and that's exactly what triangles are all about. So I'd like to see them come down one more time underneath 80.15, finish the E wave, and then go back up, break 81.86 one more time. And then after that, then you're going to have a really big correction coming. So if you're looking to buy oil, I'd look under 80.15, and you can play it somewhere north of 81, 86. Not sure how high that last wave will go. But yeah, it's so choppy. It's really hard to tell, like, if something just ended and now the correction is already starting. So we'll know when this happens, because once they break 80.15, it should go up and break the top. If it just gives another three wave and then another down, then what I got labeled D is actually the top. And now the big correction, it will be underway. So yeah, I'd only be looking for a buy setup, but down farther. And then it'd have to be just a short-term trade. I don't think oil on this push up is going to be going like up to 90. I mean, it could, but I'd only be expecting like 82s or 83s at the most. And then you're going to get another chance because they'll have to correct. All right, let's move on to the metals. Start with copper. And copper is looking good. It's coming nicely right into this zone. This 455 all the way down to 416 is absolutely perfect. Let me put that back. So far, all I see is like an ABC and then an ABC up, and then there are like 5 microwaves on this move down. And so I think it's just a big ABC, and it's right at the perfect 4359 level. I mean, I think this is a perfect place if they're making a diagonal, that this is the 4th wave, and price should start heading up really soon. Looks really good if they're making this diagonal that I see. 1, and then ABC for 2. You have this ABC for 3. And then, like I said, ABC, either the low is in at 434, or, they might just push it down a little bit more, but it's in a perfect place if they're making the diagonal, that this is where the 4 should be, and now they're going to go up for that 5th wave. So I'd only be looking for buy setups, and it's in a great zone for copper to go up. All right, let's go on to gold. All right, gold doing its correction. And so far, I just see, we got this ABC down, and then we got a WXY, so it doesn't matter. It's just a 3-wave correction up. Now, it did come into this red zone that I have, and it's getting rejected. They could be making a really big correction, because it's very possible that we have a diagonal underway, and this was 1. This WXY that got labeled, this is 2. And then they be coming down in 3 waves, so maybe this will be the 1st wave. You got a 2nd wave, and then one more down. And that'll just be the 3rd wave, and then you got a 4 and a 5, and then a correction, and then still more down. So gold might just kind of be sagging down here for a while if they're going to do a diagonal. Now, this could just be, it's just going to be a 3-wave correction, like an ABC, like that's the A wave, this WXY, that's the B wave, and then you're just going to get a real strong sell-off, and it'll all just be A, B, C. But gold, it really should be coming down to 2205. And then there's also a 2130 level, and even down to 2054. It should come down to here in 3 ways, somewhere in this range for the 4, if they're going to if they're making a diagonal, which it really, given that we've got like just these perfect 3 ways for 1 and 3 for 2, and then we had this 1, 2 ending diagonal for 3. That's the pattern that makes the most sense to me, that they need to come down more, and this would be the 4. So this invalidation point, I'm going to take that off. Yeah, I don't think, I was just always wondering if this fifth wave was in, and given how big this correction is, yeah, it's not part of that fifth wave anymore. So I'm taking that off. So yeah, I think the fifth wave of the third wave, we can definitely say is in, and this is all the correction now for the four, but yeah, I'd like to see it still come down more before it heads on up. All right, silver. Silver, almost the exact same structure there. ABC down, ABC up. And they did break that previous, but it didn't get down into this 2798 level. Because I think this fifth wave is done. And now there's going to be a bigger correction, and it should come down into there. So yeah, I'm wondering what this pattern's going to end up being. It could be that like this ABC, this was A, and this is a B, and this is a C, and then this is all just going to be like one piece, and then you're going to get a three wave, and then down. Because I don't know, or this down wave is just going to get very strong and just kind of keep going. You know, that might be like a little running flat in here. So it might be like 1, 2, 3. This was 4 today early. So they might push it down, just get into that 2798, 28 region. And then that would be 3 waves for the correction of that 5-wave move before it heads up. So yeah, if they can push it down a little bit more, that would be really good to start looking down in this region. Yeah, I think they're making a much bigger correction than I originally thought. So we got to see, though. I mean, like I said, just like gold, this could turn out to be a diagonal. And this could just be 1. This could be 2. This could be like the first part, and then you'll be down here in 3 waves. And then that could be 3. But for short-term buyers, then, you know, either way, because you're still going to get 3 ways up for a 4, even if they're going to come down for the 5. So, yeah, silver starts to look really interesting because you should be able to get at least a break-even trade if you don't mind, or you're just going to have to hold it longer if they're making a diagonal. But, yeah, silver's starting to get interesting. Uranium. All right, so I've been talking, 5-wave move up, and then this was looking like a perfect running flat, except now they came and they broke that low today. Or I'm sorry, on when was that? Monday. So not a running flat. So I'm going to take that line off. And we can take these lines off because it's not a running flat. So I really looked at this. And I'm thinking I go to a daily. I think I got this labeled wrong. I thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 5 waves diagonal. And then this was all going to be correction for up. But I'm thinking, in looking at this, this is definitely 3 waves down and then 3 waves up. But I think this is all the third wave. Because you had that 3-wave move down. So I think this 3-wave move over here, 1, 2, 3, over here, come on. That was 4. And then this 3-wave move up was 5. So I think the third wave just didn't complete yet. I thought it was over here, but I think that's 3, and this is 4, and this is 5, and now the correction is happening. Now, I still think that this is going to be making a running flat. It's just going to be take a little longer than I thought. Because this 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it didn't go high enough over this previous high, November 21. So that's why I think it's going to correct. So we got 5 waves up here, and now we're going to get a correction. And I think it could very well that it's just going to, maybe down into like 27 range, and then one more up, and then you're going to get a bigger drop. And then, because then this will be the B wave. So it'll be a leading diagonal, correct down, go back up. And then this will be the A wave over here, B, and then you're going to get that look. So A, B, C. So I think uranium's got one more wave up, and the correction is now happening for the B wave. And there are 3 waves, so it very well could be because it came up into this zone and it got rejected. So 1, 2, 3. Now, given how big and long this 5 waves took, I kind of doubt that this is all the correction, but it could be. I mean, who knows? So I'd only be looking to buy uranium, but it could very well be that this was just the A wave, and now you're going to get a B wave, and then one more down. And then, and then that'll be a much bigger correction of this 5 waves, and then they'll take it up. So, yeah, I'd only be looking for the buy, because this was a very shallow correction, so it's 3 waves. It's just a matter is that all the correction? And now it goes back up, or is what I'm thinking it's probably just the A wave, get a B and a C, and then one more up. So yeah, I'm only looking to buy uranium. And it's fallen a decent amount here already. Why did it fall? Yeah, 15%. So that's a good size correction. So it could be, and it's right in this zone that I had 27 to 29. So yeah, I'm only looking to buy. And if you buy here, you could play it 1 of 2 ways. If you see that it's just kind of 3 waves, you could either take a quick profit knowing that there could be still one more coming, or you just hold on and you have to wait for a little while. That's why playing options, I think, this would be a perfect place to do that, because it could be just very range bound, and the options would be perfect. All right, that's what I see on the commodities. Hope it helps. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your likes and support, and I'll see you in the next video.